Hey there guys, what's up? Ragtter here, welcoming you back to Pokémon Showdown and Ladder Anxiety. Ladder Anxiety can be pretty crippling, it can be pretty intimidating to get into competitive games, and as such, I'm going to show you that competitive Pokémon can be relaxing and fun. We're going to have a good time in the Underused here, we're not going to stress out, it's going to be a nice, pleasant experience. So I'm going to lead off with Zapdos, I think. Okay, he's going to lead off with this here, Empoleon, so I'm going to get a pretty good switch priority, because I'm going to be able to Volt Switch up out of here. This Empoleon, actually that takes it pretty gosh darn well. Pretty gosh darn well if I do say so myself. Well, I'm going to go into old Reuniclus over here, and Reuniclus is going to help me out, because I'm going to be able to threaten, it looks like pretty much everything on his team bar that Umbreon, and with a good Calm Mind, I think I can take that on as well. Now, of course, this here Empoleon is going to have that roar, so it's going to scare me out. I could have gone for the Focus Blast, but it's not that big of a deal. Now I'm predicting him to once again be going for that roar, so I'm actually just going to go right into Zapdos. I'm going to take a little bit of Stealth Rocks damage, but hopefully I'll get... yeah, there we go. So now he switches into the Chestnut, and this is pretty good for me, because now I'm able to go for the Heat Wave. I could go for the Defog, because I honestly don't think this thing wants to stay in, but I'm going to go for the Heat Wave. He only has one Pokemon that resists it. Oh my goodness, I'm able to bring it down to a fairly critical amount of HP. I'm not sure what he was really expecting there, probably the switch, but I don't expect him to stay in. I'm going to go for the Defog just to get rid of these Stealth Rocks. So the Empoleon does end up coming back out, and I'm able to get the Defog up. Nice and easy. And let's see, how do I want to approach this? I'm going to go for the Heat Wave, because I'm expecting him to go for Stealth Rocks again. And no burn this time, he just gets the Stealth Rocks up again, that's not a big deal. I only did about 22%, but it's not a problem. I can just go for the Defog again, get rid of those. I'm expecting it to go for the Roar to try and get me out of here. It is going to go for the Roar, but my Defog is going to spare me. So Reuniclus is out here now. I'm expecting a second Roar, so instead of making the mistake I made last time, I'm just going to go right for the Focus Blast to get what damage off I can onto this thing. And it is actually just going to go for more Stealth Rocks, so that's not a big deal. Now we've got more Stealth Rocks, we still got Zapdos up. I'm expecting that switch into Brave Baddie, there we go. So it's going to take just a little bit of damage. Not too big a deal. But I am able, I'm going to be able to get off a Psyshock onto something. I'm personally expecting the Umbreon to be coming out here, which is not bad. Because this Reuniclus is kind of built to win against the Umbreon. I do have 0 attack IVs, so that Foul Play cannot threaten me. Switches out, and actually goes into the Empoleon again. So I find that to be pretty intriguing. I'm going to go for the Focus Blast again, because except for that Cresselia and the Crobat, it's a pretty safe move. So he's going to switch out, does in fact go into the Cresselia. So there's a bit of an interesting twist. And he is aware at this point, of course, that my Reuniclus, is carrying the leftovers. Nothing too big or fancy there. Let's go into Porygon 2. Can always count on Porygon 2. I'm going to get the Levitate off. That's going to be a big help. This moon is trying to set up on us, but Porygon 2, it does not appreciate setup, so it's just going to go for the Thunder Wave. And poor Cresselia is just going to have to take that, really. I mean, let's be honest here. So I'm going to go for the Tri-Attack just to see how much damage it's going to do. Not very much. Cresselia is just going to set up some more Calm Minds, and you know what? That's perfectly okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Nidoqueen, and if Nidoqueen gets fainted, then that's perfectly okay. My goal here is to set up a little bit of Stealth Rocks on my own, get Nidoqueen fainted, and then switch into Beedrill. So Nidoqueen's going to get up her rocks, and she's going to go down to the Psychic. And that's all I really needed this Nidoqueen for in this match, I think. So now it's time for Beedrill to come out. Believe I naturally outspeed this, but why take the chance? We can protect Mega Evolve and make that a certainty. It's going to... oh, it gets fully paralyzed actually. That's pretty convenient. So let's go for the knockoff. It's only going to do about 38%, but we got rid of its leftovers. And it's fully paralyzed again. So Porygon 2's hack's coming in nicely. And let's switch back out to Porygon 2. It's got no more leftovers. It's paralyzed. We've got our Levitate. We're going to take that Psychic, but because we have the paralysis on that Cresselia, I'm going to be able to recover, and we're going to get our HP back pretty safely, I think. This Cresselia is pretty much dead weight at this point, and if it switches into those Stealth Rocks, it's going to faint. Oh, no, it does have the Moonlight, so maybe that's what it was looking to get off all this time. Well, that's just gosh darn inconvenient, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna go for the Tri-Attack. It only does 7%, but this thing is paralyzed once again. Huh. Hum-de-hum. Isn't that something? Well, I'm going to go for another Tri-Attack. I don't really want to switch anything into the Cresselia. This is quite bad, actually. Quite bad indeed. I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to bank on Feraligatr coming in. Maybe this thing gets paralyzed again? No, it goes for the Ice Beam, which is good. That's very... oh, no. Well, that's just plain bad. Oh, boy. Oh, that's the most inconvenient thing I've seen all day. Well, hacks for hacks, I suppose. You give some and you take some. So now we're back out to Beedrill, and we're gonna have to go for that U-turn. A super effective hit is very nice though, and I think we'll go into Zapdos. Zapdos is gonna come in, take the Stealth Rocks. Maybe we can get another Parahacks, and we are in fact gonna get some more Parahacks. That's very handy. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna let Zapdos go down. I'm gonna go for this Defog. Sacrificing my own Stealth Rocks in the process, but I do get rid of the ones on my side, so next turn I'll be able to play a bit better. And I'm going to go for the Roost just to get my HP back to full and see how much the Cresselia's attacks are going to do. Oh, not that much, but the freeze hacks are on the side of this Cresselia, so... like I was saying, I was getting some hacks of my own with the paralysis, so we can't be too upset. Oh, but we do Thaw It on the first turn. That's mighty handy, I'll tell you what. The Psychic is going to do a significantly higher chunk. Excuse me. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to Volt Switch. And we're going to go into Reuniclus. Now one thing I'm definitely banking on is that this thing has Psychic. Reuniclus has Psyshock. So if I can get off enough Calm Minds, I think in the end I can win in a fight against this here Munna. I also have my own form of recovery, so I'm honestly not too afraid of this thing. In fact, unless it's... actually, I'm just gonna set up some Calm Minds. I'm really nonplussed about it. Maybe I can even force it to switch. So I'm gonna go for my third Calm Mind, and now we've got equal stats. I'm getting some payback for all those freezes from before. And now let's see what a Psyshock is going to do. Only 20%. So he's going to go for an additional Calm Mind. Well, that's just fine. I have the higher HP, I'm not paralyzed. I can go for Calm Minds too. We're going to have ourselves a little Calm Mind war. And you know what? It's going to be in the name of fun. No one's feelings are getting hurt here. We're two Psychic Pokemon that are very bulky trying to duke it out for top spot. And right now my Reuniclus is winning. So let's go for the Psyshock. 27%. I can live with that. It's going to go for an additional Calm Mind. This thing is determined, but I am just as determined. So I'm going to get +4/+4. It's going to go for Moonlight again. Trying really hard to stick in the game. 32%. It's going to go for one last Calm Mind, and now our stats are maxed out. 33% off of that? Oh, most excellent. He's fishing for more freezes. This Cresselia has done nothing but get freezes on me this entire game, and you know what? I'm not upset about it. I'm not upset in the slightest bit, because this has been an excellent game. We're at turn 40 of this game, and I'm so jazzed. Like, this has been a real back and forth and a battle of wits, and honestly, I'm having a really great time. Okay, so Reuniclus is as setup can be, and he's going to bring in Brave Batty the Crobat. I'm actually just going to go for the Recover, predicting that U-turn. So he is going to switch out and bring in the Chestnut. And I'm going to get my Recover off. And at this point, aside from that Umbreon, I can Psyshock pretty much everything. So it's going to go for Spiky Shield. It's trying to PP stall me, I can tell. My opponent very much wants to win this. It's been a good game. Either way, whoever comes out on top here, no one's a loser. We both played exceptionally well to get to turn 40. Going for a second Spiky Shield. That's not very fair. But hey, I'll go for it again. He's going for the Wood Hammer now that he's done PP stalling me. It's a very confident move, a very bold move, if you will. But with the Chestnut out of the way, now all I have to do is get rid of the Crobat, and I am very free to just go for whatever I want, really. So I'm going to go for the Psyshock. I'm imagining he's going to try to PP stall me in some way. It goes for the Cotton Guard to raise its defense. Oh, it's very bulky. It's a very bulky Pokemon indeed. I can't help but wonder what the plan here is. I'm going to go for an additional Psyshock. He's going to go for the Mold Breaker and Mega Evolve. The critical hit! The critical hit! The critical hit! No! Oh, goodness gracious. I'm counting on a lot here. Yes! No! Yes! Wow. What a turnaround. That critical hit absolutely changed the game. I am in a much less favorable position now. Now I'm the one with the setup Pokemon that's getting paralyzed down. Wow. What a game. What a game. It's not even over. It's not even over. He's just hanging in there trying to chip me down. Thunderbolt after Thunderbolt after Thunderbolt, but I do get off a Psyshock, and Sally the Ampharos is able to go down. Reuniclus is doing an excellent job of just staying in there and doing its best, and I can't help but commend it for that. Brave Batty's going to go for the Brave Bird. I'm going to get a Recover off, and with my leftovers, I'm going to get back into the game. Sacred Quill is going to forfeit at that point, however, and that's going to be it. Whew. Like I said, I don't think either of us can really walk away from that a loser. That was very exciting, and very well played on both sides. Sacred Quill really pushed me to the brink there, and if it hadn't been for his determination to keep that Cresselia in, I think he could have won. But keeping Cresselia in and letting Reuniclus get set up was definitely the breaking point of this game. So I'm very happy to be done with that game, and I hope that showed you that even when games get intense like that, you can still have fun. It doesn't have to be stressful. It can be intense, and you can not feel that kind of pressure. Right? I was getting a little shocked there towards the end, but, you know, I'm still walking away with a smile. I'm sure Sacred Quill's walking away with a smile too, because he played really well. And if not, I hope he does end up with a game that does make him smile. So, if you have enjoyed this episode of Ladder Anxiety, please let me know with a like and a comment telling me how much fun you've had, and I will see you next time. Remember, it's just a game. It's just fun. Don't get stressed out. Until then, take care and have a good one. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye!